John Robinson, the pastor of the Pilgrim Fathers before they left on the Mayflower for North America, wrote that tithing was abolished and ministers should be maintained with voluntary contributions. Many North American settlers were Christians who fled the religious persecution in Europe. Quoting Dr. Russell Earl Kelly, except for state-run churches such as the Anglican Church of England, the Lutheran Church of Germany, and the Catholic Church of Spain and Germany, tithing did not appear in other churches in the USA until the late 1890s. It was not even introduced until the 1870s. Churches in the United States were supported in a variety of ways for several hundred years, including renting and selling pews, but tithing was non-existent in most Protestant churches. Then, in 1876, a Chicago businessman named Thomas Kane wrote a pamphlet about the so-called rediscovery of tithing and sent it to 75% of the evangelical pastors in the United States, free of charge. Kane argued that the tithe was a universal law, not just a Jewish law, although he says, until recent years the law of the tithe was almost universally disobeyed. Indeed, comparatively few had any distinct knowledge of its existence. Kane's own words testify that the tithe was nearly non-existent in evangelical churches in the United States for hundreds of years. Kane's tracts and many subsequent publications by other authors caused tithing doctrines to begin to take root for the first time in American evangelical churches. Even so, it took many decades for it to become so widely popular. New doctrines began to arise surrounding tithing, such as the claim that Adam's sin in the Garden of Eden was failing to tithe, that Cain killed Abel over the tithe, that we make a covenant with God by tithing, that we are delivered from the curse of sin and receive God's blessing by tithing, and more. Many preachers began to conflate tithing with the unrelated Jewish offering of first fruits. Many churches still did not teach tithing in the first decades of the 20th century. But as the teaching of tithing became more widespread, giving dropped. During the Great Depression in the United States, the average giving per Christian was 3.3%, but as the teaching of tithing has become more popular, that figure has dropped by almost 25% to 2.5%. As the use of money became more controlled by the clergy through tithing doctrines, the percentage of giving going to missions and caring for the poor also dropped. In 1920, the percentage of giving to missions from the total offering was over 10%. By the beginning of the 21st century, it was only about 2%, with only 0.02% of Christian giving going toward reaching people who never heard the gospel. The drastic increase in teaching tithing in evangelical churches in the last century has not made Christians more generous.
Like, share, and subscribe for more content that challenges the religious status quo to help you walk in God's glory as never before.